The views, information, and opinions expressed during the following program are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent the views of Access Communications, its representatives, or its employees.
Hi there, welcome to Birdies and Bogeys. I'm your host, Leo MacDonald, and I have the great pleasure of golfing here out at Deer Valley Golf and Country Club with course pro John Greeno and Brendan McGuire, our guest for today's show. Brendan is the new host of In the Huddle. It's a rider talk show, and I'm really looking forward to this round today. You know, John's going to pick out several holes that are his favorites. He's going to explain, you know, the ifs and whys and how to play those holes, and probably and hopefully get a few tips. I need some tips.
Yeah, who doesn't, right?
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, this course is a beautiful course. I really like the layout. It's so scenic. And you know, what's not to like about this course? John, what you can tell us about it?
Yeah, so it's a 2001 build. So we just celebrated our 20th anniversary last year. Course designer is a gentleman by the name of Harold Posezhnik. He designed Desert Bloom out in Alberta, and he's got a few great courses under his belt. So very similar to Desert Bloom, we've got a house development, and then we've got a golf course in the valley, and it's quite unique for the area.
You know what I noticed about this golf course? I've been on here a few times. It's the putting.
Yeah,
I'll need some help on the putting because you know it's not an easy course to putt on. You've got some multiple breaks, you've got the different tiers. It's a challenge, and I think that's why it makes it so much fun as well.
Yeah, every day is different out here.
It is.
You can have the tees in the same spot, but the pin can be in 3 different tiers on any one green, right?
Yeah.
And we've got some of the biggest greens in the province, but we've also got some big tiers out here too. So you can have some fun out here.
And that's the chess part of the game too. I like to talk about a little bit once we get going in terms of you don't want to just swing and smack the ball. Like that's me, but if you can be a chess player and sort of hit those spots, hit below the pin in certain holes.
Yeah.
Because some of the putts I know are just like a straight drop.
Yeah, they're fast downhill.
Yeah,
so
they are. They're
putting
tough.
uphill the best. Best
exactly. Yeah. All right, so I'm looking for this. Brendan McGuire. You know, Brendan's a unique character here. I'm going to get this straight. First 30 years, golfed left-handed.
Correct.
Now, he's going to hit right-handed.
Yeah, and it was, you know what, it changed a lot of things for me because I grew up on a farm, good Saskatchewan boy, of course, and so my brother and I learned to golf the wrong way on the driving range, the lawn in the backyard out at the farm. It took me forever to realize my dad was a lefty, so he used his clubs. And I had a golf pro, not dissimilar to John, point out to me, well, how do you swing a baseball bat? And I swung it right, but I was golfing left. And I realized that didn't make sense. And every time I was out on the course, I didn't have a great experience because I felt like I was holding everybody else up, and sometimes I felt like I should just be the caddy, and it kind of scared me away from the game of golf. And then when I realized that made that connection, I came out and I still don't hit the ball well at all, but I can hit it straight, and I feel like it's been something that's been given back to me.
So let's say we get started on this first hole, which I do like about the first hole is you have a great practice putting green up this way, you know, multi-tiered. Fantastic slope, and then you've got your driving range. So convenient.
Yeah, everything's right beside the first tee.
Yeah, isn't that great?
And so it's, you know, when it's time to go, you're not too far away.
Yeah.
And we've got the most friendly opening tee shot in golf. You get 9s coming this way and 1's going that way, so you can spray it a little bit. You just swing hard and have fun.
Absolutely. So let's say we get started and start blasting. We're gonna hit some bombs today. All right?
Do it.
Sounds great.
There we go. All right, so we have the first hole, par 5, about 505 yards from the the whites. And we have a big bunker running the left side of the fairway, a little bit open on the right. Now back in the day I might have flown this trap, but I don't like my chances today. All right.
Good ball. Nice one.
Yeah, I carried a little high in the wind. That's something I want to work on, keeping that ball down.
No doubt.
All right.
I get 3 cracks at this, right? Isn't that how it works?
Hit till you're happy on the first.
Oh, that's staying in the shot.
Strike 1.
So remember, it's gone from left-handed to right-handed. Hey, not bad.
Didn't I say I could hit it straight now?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Wow. That's pretty smooth.
So easy to follow too.
Nice shot.
Simple game, right?
Yeah, it's an easy game. There's a great shot, John. So we're going to move on to our next shot, and we'll talk strategy.
Sounds great.
Fantastic. Here we go, boys. All right, boys, so I've caught the fairway here, and we have a bit of a wind in my face. I'm thinking I'm going to hit my 3-wood. The idea is laying out front somewhere. On a better day, I'm up further. I'm hitting 5-iron, again laying up, because I'm thinking I could go for the hole, but boy, if I miss, I'm punished on the right and the left, and in behind.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's going to be my play. I'm going to try this 3-wood and lay it up.
Love it. Yeah, great swing.
Yeah, I hit the spot I wanted to hit, a little bit to the right, so I got a little bit of work to do, but I'm there.
And the fairway.
Here
That's
we
all
go.
that matters.
All right, John, I didn't get a lot of distance, and you and Leo pitied me a little bit. We picked up my ball, we threw it out. But from this distance, what kind of a club would you recommend for a beginner like me?
Yeah, so we're going to want to use something with some loft to it. You're in the rough, so the ball sits down a little bit. So we probably might not want to use an iron, maybe a hybrid or a 5-wood, something like that, that's going to help get the ball or the club through the grass and get it coming up in the air a little bit.
Sounds good to me. I'll get my 5-wood.
This is just going to be Bomb City, I think, coming up here, right?
All right. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, great shot.
It is a super nice down shot down the middle is what I'm trying to say.
I'll take it.
Well done.
No editing required.
Holy.
Hey, no thanks.
Wow. Right at the flag.
On a rope.
Nice shot.
Yeah, so that should be up there somewhere.
You might be putting.
Yeah.
That's a great shot in the wind. Now, John, Brenda, we've hit the objective. We're in the flats here, and we're just looking for an up and down. So see what happens here. We're going to go flag around about, I don't know, what do you think, 40 yards, 35 yards?
40 yards, yeah.
Just going to use a gap. And I want to get it above that tier, hopefully to simplify the putt. Needs to hold a bit, and it does. Boy, I'll tell you, the
Yeah,
fairways
good shot.
and the greens are in nice shape for this time of year, aren't they?
I just love this part on the course. Look at the background we have. Just a
Oh,
beautiful
I know.
scenic view here. Who wouldn't want that shot in the background? But I'm
this way here.
But in this spot, I'm going to use a pitching wedge. And I didn't have a pitching wedge in my golf bag, so I had a G for gap wedge. John, why is a wedge so important?
Yeah, so you're going to want to use a wedge, a gap wedge, or a sand wedge. It's going to have more loft on it. It's going to have more grooves actually on the face. So when you hit the ball rolls up the face and imparts spin on the golf ball, which allows it to stop. And so you're going to hit it higher and it's going to land softer.
Oh, just caught the top of the ball. Is that my mulligan?
That's a mulligan.
That's my mulligan? Line drive.
All All right, here we go. So we have a nice approach set up here, John. You laid 2 shots in perfectly. Now it's just an up and down.
Yeah, so this shot, we're going up the hill and the pin's at the top of the tier, so I want to hit it a little bit lower so it's got a little bit less spin. So I'll probably put it back in my stance and just try and pinch it a little bit so that it rolls back there. Fingers crossed, I got a birdie putt.
Fantastic. Great shot. So here's our approaches, John, and I want to mention this. I made the comeback in golf, and one of the biggest struggles I've had, I'm getting better, is reading the break on a green. You know, I used to go by, I still go behind the ball, try to check the angle, the tip of the cup. What's really helped me out is going halfway up on either side of the ball and reading the slope and the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen different routines, and I'm getting better. Is there anything you would suggest? Is it a golden rule?
Yeah, so like as you approach the green, you should already be thinking about where you want to hit your putt.
Okay, good
right?
point. Yeah.
So you want to see where's the high point of the green. So right now the high point is actually right behind the hole, so we know that we're going to be putting up the hill.
Right.
Right. So with beginners, I just try to explain: if you were to pour a cup of water, which way is that water gonna go?
I like that analogy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to try and visualize it with my eyes, see where the high point is, and then stand behind the golf ball. What are my feet doing? Am I kind of leaning one side or the other? Am I flexing one knee or the other? To give you an idea of, okay, which way is it going to go, right or left or right? And then just think of, if I were to toss the ball, how hard am I throwing my hand, right? So if it's a really short putt, it's quite small. If it's a long one, it's quite a bit back, right?
Okay, I like that. All right, so I've got this par putt. You're going for the birdie putt. Let's see what happens. I think I have a read right now. And I didn't have a read, it went straight.
Yeah, it fell a little bit at the right. I think you had it.
All right, show me the way.
All right.
Oh, had the line, nice putt. Well played hole. Brendan McGuire. Again, I do want to emphasize Brendan. Brendan is a switch hitter here.
You know, I was a rock star at mini golf, so I always wonder if I should be shooting left.
We're talking about these greens too, like how soft they are. They're in really nice shape for this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to aim a little bit to the left of the hole just because of the width.
And you've got at the top of the hills behind you, so it's going to be coming our way pretty hard.
So you cut to the left?
It's going to be breaking this way.
Okay. A downhill putt, left to right.
All right.
Charged it.
Had the line.
Yeah, I did. It was a good line putt, just too heavy.
All right, we'll give you that.
All right, next hole.
All right.
Looking at the second hole, right?
Gotcha.
Here we go. Start off here in the second hole, John. Right now we have the wind in our face. It's about 120 yards over the creek. You know the green's going to hold. I'm going to try a pitching wedge. And I also want to comment about the wonderful swag, the golf shirts and hat that we have from John, and the gifts from the golf course here, Deer Valley. Looking pretty spiffy, pretty sharp, I think. Eh?
Sharp melon shirt.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. That's, you know, we're going to look the part at least, right? Maybe not play the part.
We can pretend. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens with this shot. Oh, by the way, we talked about the scenic aspect of this course. And John, you can help me out here. This course is rated number 5 in the Prairies on Scorecard magazine. And you know, it's hard to argue. I'd like to see the other 4. Like, this is spectacular. So this is a highly rated golf course, and we're very fortunate. It's, you know, it's about 20 clicks north of Regina, Saskatchewan. It's just awesome to be here. In saying that, this famous quote by a goofy president, watch this shot. Get in the hole.
Looks good. Get there. Oh yeah.
In the bucket.
Well done.
Yeah, good line. Hey, I'll take that one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, gents.
This is not a good hole for line drives.
Hey, we're having fun, and that's the key.
If someone comes out in their scuba gear, they're going to find a lot of treasure in that creek.
That's right. Gonna move right a bit. What? Here's the approach shot, and I want to point this out. Look at this ball and how great these greens are. And this is early June. This ball just smacked and stuck. Now that to me is a really well-conditioned green. And I've got a chance for birdie. John's already got his par. Birdies and bogeys. I got to get this birdie for the show.
Love it.
There we go. First of all, I got to fix this little divot. Well, look how that ball just cratered in there, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
I was joking earlier. I said, wouldn't you love to play football or something on this green? I just love how smooth it is. And Leo says, no, I think I'd love to play golf on this green.
Yeah, totally.
All right, so this is about an 18, 20 footer uphill. If I'm reading this right, again, this is one of my Achilles heels is getting a read. I'm looking at, I think I'm going to go right to left. Edge of the cup, you think?
Yeah, it's going to be uphill, and it's. I don't think it's moving a whole lot one way or the other.
Okay. It did move again.
Great putt.
Man. Yeah, I missed it, and it stayed on the line. I hit my line. Again, bit of a misread.
Easy par though.
That's right, I'm taking that par.
Stress-free.
That's right. All right, we're moving on. So here we are on the 13th. We're talking about the scenery. We're talking about our swag again. How good we look with this Deer Valley attire. I like the hats, eh? The hats are really nice. And, well, the shirts, man. I think I'm going to buy a dozen of these things. They're wonderful shirts. But, you know, we also talked about, whenever I come here, quite often, 90% of the time, we're seeing deer. I guess hence Deer Valley. There's so many deer around this place. It adds to the ambiance of the round of golf. You know, it's just a beautiful scenery. I've talked about seeing, you know, beavers. I've talked about seeing lynxes, safe animals.
Yeah, so interesting story on how the golf course was created. This was the valley, a portion of this was actually gifted to our original superintendent as a place so he can go hunt from his father-in-law.
Oh, really?
And so he'd come in, he would hunt deer, and then, okay, well, it's a nice piece of property. How about we put a golf course here? And then, well, why not Deer Valley, right? So
yeah.
That's kind of how it came about. And you see all kinds of wildlife out here all the time, right? Some great bird shots if you're a bird enthusiast, lots of deer, and you know, you don't have planes or trains going by you, and it's nice and quiet.
You're right. That's the nice thing about golf too. You know, we talk about golf in terms of, yeah, the game itself, the strategy, the technique, the equipment, the swag, the attire. But you know what? Just going for a ride or a walk on a course like this is so relaxing. You know, it has a fitness component to it, but to me it's got the mental, social aspect as well that I think people forget about. And this is a perfect setting, as we talked about, rated number 5 in the West. It has it all. very much.
Well done.
Now, this is the easy part of the game, right? Why can't I do this all the time? But that's the challenge of golf, isn't it? So much fun. We're going to move on to the next hole. One of your favorites, John, is?
17.
17. Here we go.
Do it.
Talking about Deer Valley, I'm about to hit this ball, second shot, after a decent drive, and voila. You know, something about nature is so soothing and relaxing. You know, whether you're having a good game or a bad game, right? This is just terrific.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go by, because odds are I'll probably knock it down without even trying. Here, I've got a downhill, right to left break. Everything on the line. I wonder what it's like for putting, like for 200 grand or something, right? $1 million for the Masters. Get going, get going.
Oh, great putt.
Missed the birdie. Took a run at it, good for you. Great putt.
That's the
It's an easy game. Oh, absolutely. Well done.
Easy
Well,
game.
that was
Well,
nicely done.
It was a pleasure.
It was great. I really
Thanks,
enjoyed
guys.
that. Now we're going to wrap up and going to go into that clubhouse, because there's a lot of things I want to see in this Deer Valley clubhouse, including that deck in the kitchen.
Yeah.
and the food.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean by the kitchen.
Let's get out of the rain and
Here we go.
have some fun.
Just had a nice little round of golf in Deer Valley. It's just been fantastic. Beautiful scenes, nice putts, nice shots. A well enjoyed round. And we're here in the clubhouse. Now, I want to talk about the clubhouse a little bit. Fantastic pro shop behind us, great kitchen. We got some food coming our way. I ordered a Chipotle bacon burger. I just can't wait. And we'll talk about that. Because, you know, there's so much to this place that I wanted to bring across on this show in terms of, yeah, we've got the course and everything else, but the clubhouse adds a really great atmosphere as well, you know. And further to that, I also want to talk about our guest pro, John, good enough, about where you came from. How did this all come about? How'd you turn pro?
Yeah, so grew up in a golfing family. My dad was a big-time golfer. My mom loved caddying for him. He, played in national events and stuff like that as an amateur, and just had a passion for the game, and that rubbed off on 6, 7-year-old myself, and So got into the game playing junior golf, playing in tournaments. Did okay as a junior, and then played some amateur golf. Became a PJ member in 2006, and then got the head pro position here in 2010. So been here for a minute and
Yeah, 12 years,
enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it tough to turn pro? Like, is there? I would think anytime you're turning pro, that's going to be that's an accomplishment.
Yeah, is it tough to turn pro? That's a good question. There's lots of golfers out there that would be able to shoot the scores to equate to become a PGA professional.
Right.
I think it's to become a quality professional. You have to have a passion for the game and see it for more than just a tiny paycheck, because it's not a great paycheck,
Yeah.
but it's the chance to spend time on the golf course, hang out with members, grow the game through junior programs and beginner programs, and so I think if you're dedicated to it, I think it's a very rewarding profession for you.
Yeah, I can see that too. Like, the setting here is so nice. And being a local pro, people are going to be knocking on your door and saying, help me with this, help me with that. You're meeting a lot of people. That's going to be a fun thing. And I'm watching you golf. I'm impressed. I just can't imagine the next one. The time, as you mentioned about the time and the skill set. Like, your skill set is very impressive.
It's like a defensive back in football. They said the best ones have the shortest memories because they're the ones who get burned.
How did football get into this? Now, how did football get into this conversation? Is it because you're the new host of In the Huddle? Let's
Maybe
talk about that
but
briefly.
the viewers too. A lot of them, they watch the riders, they follow the riders, and it's the same kind of stuff. And that's why I'm glad you're showcasing the clubhouse, because you think about a sport, you think about the physical part of it and the scores and the rest of it. But what sometimes we forget and what gets lost is the whole reason why these sports came to be and what they're here for. And it's for camaraderie, meeting,
Yeah, exactly.
hanging out, having lunch, maybe having a drink.
Yeah, talk about that round, I think too that, you have your round of golf, we talk about camaraderie. I'm just waiting to drop my face in that burger.
I think I see that right.
Is it coming?
It's coming.
Oh, I got some fries. By the way, I'll have a comment here. Whenever I have fries, I go, internationally. And I'm always asking for vinegar. I think, is that a Canadian thing? I can't get it in the States. Can't get it in Australia.
Probably get it.
Oh, good point.
It's not a Canadian thing, it's a Leo thing.
Don't you have vinegar in your fries? Man, it's not.
All right. Well, let's get the gals to bring. Some
Absolutely.
food.
Let's get on it. There you go. Wow. Salad.
Look at this.
Keep her going.
That's
There we
yours.
go.
Thank you.
That's fantastic.
We'll have to get some close-ups before we,
I think we should.
dig in here.
Yeah, can you guys zoom in on this? Hey, I didn't get my fries. Or no, my vinegar, I should say.
Oh, you got to get your vinegar.
I gotta get my vinegar. I'm
Let me see
gonna
it
get
from
that
here.
vinegar, and then we're gonna take a big bite of this burger. Now, there's a sort of a technique to dropping the vinegar on those fries. You just sort of want to rain on the fries, right?
You've thought a lot about this.
Oh yeah, you want to get into it. I'll put this here. And I do want to say that I've been here before, and the food is fantastic.
It's great.
It really is.
Yeah, Bieta and the gals, they do a great job
Oh
here.
man.
And it's been wonderful all year having them on board.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Freshly made too, isn't it?
Handmade?
I'll tell you. Even if you don't golf, come over for a bite to eat. You can have supper here, couldn't you?
Yep, we're open late.
Yeah. There's a nice touch. All right. I think that's going to wrap up our show, Birdies and Bogeys. Had a great time here out in Deer Valley Golf and Country Club. That's John Goodenough and Brendan McGuire. I'm Malton Spoke. Thanks very much for watching. See you again.